It's really a tough thing when you're running a restaurant. How many have we talked about that have just fallen out of favor, that aren't what they used to be? Your Ruby Tuesdays and your TGI Fridays and on and on and on. Because you can't just keep doing the same things and look the same way, because you start to look dated after a while.
It's true.
So when Cracker Barrel tried to clean up their logo and modernize it a bit, boy, they really stepped in something, because I guess they messed with Uncle Herschel. That is the old dude that is sitting there leaning on that Cracker Barrel.
Literally the cracker on the logo.
You're right. He is the cracker behind the barrel. He's the cracker on the barrel. And
who's mad?
Everybody that is apparently a diehard Cracker Barrel fan, because they don't necessarily like change. This is the tough spot that Cracker Barrel was in. They took Uncle Herschel off of the cleaned up logo, and people lost their minds, and their stocks plummeted, and they lost a whole bunch of market capital. It's kind of like what we've seen with your Bud Lights and some of the other ones that have gone on.
Okay.
Was there a reason why they did that, or they just wanted to change it up because they wanted a new
They
logo?
had a female that was in there, and like I said, it feels like it mirrored a lot of the Bud Light situation. It was a younger millennial female, possibly, that came in there, and of course, the old Cracker Barrel regulars are like, don't come in here and mess with our Uncle Herschel.
Don't you touch him.
I swear to God,
And she deleted him.
if you touch that cheese casserole, I'll tell you what.
So they've had to come in. They said, don't worry, Uncle Herschel is still a part of Cracker Barrel. He's going to be on our menus, road signs, in-store displays.
Zombie Uncle Herschel?
Yeah.
Because she killed him.
Off the logo. That's what they're trying to say. Yeah,
But was she doing it because there was something people were getting offended by, or she just decided to take Uncle Herschel out?
I think she thought they needed a bit of a facelift. And the question would be, when it comes to Cracker Barrel, what typically happens is sales start to fall off, and you're like, what are we going to do? Now, was it because maybe the food quality was starting to dip a bit? Maybe what they used to do, they weren't doing as well? Or did they really need a rebranded, freshen up?
Maybe people don't want a 3,000 calorie breakfast covered in gravy. Or, maybe we know better, and so we want to do better.
Or maybe there are people who want 3,000 calories, and they should have the right to go do that because it's their own choice.
Freedom!
It is.
You want to eat 3,000 calories, that's on you.
It's tough, but it might not sell, and your sales might start to dip. And so that's what a lot of these places are faced with, is if we're going to rebrand or change, how do we do it? Because when your place has been around for a while, like Cracker Barrel, you don't want to tick off the people that you've had that have been loyal. You want them to come back, and you want to maybe bring in a little bit of a new audience as well. And clearly you can see that that is a struggle sometimes. And by trying to get rid of the things that people have loved, you can actually step in it the wrong way.
Yes, because they, I think, are trying to say that it was Uncle Herschel holding them back. And we got to get rid of him so we can make the restaurant better. But if people like him in the logo and they love his story, and then you eliminate the thing that people loved.
Do you know how you make sure people come back to your restaurant? You make sure your food doesn't suck. You make sure you have good product. You make sure things are delicious.
I haven't been in a Cracker Barrel in probably 20 years.
They fell off a little bit. I used to love that place. They've lost their magic touch.
I went in one in Bowling Green, Kentucky, like 20 years ago, because that was kind of all they had. It was Cracker Barrel or McDonald's.
Yeah.
And it wasn't great, guys. It wasn't great.
And you know me, I love that kind of stuff, but I will say it started tasting a little generic to me. There wasn't a lot of love. And I'm talking more than one experience. And I'm only talking about the food. I'd give a frog's fat ass of Herschel's.
The gift shop has always been popping. That is one of the things about them. They have a great gift shop, but that's not going to carry you. You have to have great food.
They have a great gift shop if it was 1988. People would love that. I love it, but I'm straight up 1988.
I think probably the number one thing was the food, and that's realistically what they should have addressed, rather than trying to do these sweeping changes. And this is what CEOs of these companies try to figure out. Hooters has got a new head boss named Neil Kiefer. And he said they're going to be making some changes because Hooters is not thriving right now. If you haven't noticed, they're closing locations more than they are opening up. And the ones that are open aren't exactly crushing it.
Yeah, the one that recently closed closest to us actually served me chicken wings that were undercooked and still a little bloody in the middle.
See, and that's the problem.
That's a big problem.
You got to focus on the food first.
I agree.
This guy, though, is talking about how they're going to ditch the overly skimpy shorts. No butt cheeks hanging out. He's going to go back to the original orange shorts that they used to have. Now, is that the answer to Hooters' problems? I don't know about that.
No, the orange shorts?
Now, they're going to have to do other things. He said that the kitchens are going to be switching to higher quality ingredients like real butter to make the menu a bigger draw. And then they might chop down the menu a bit as well. They said that sometimes the menus can be too long and they're too overwhelming. Let's do fewer items, but make them even better. So they want to balance the nostalgia and the sex appeal with a less racy, more family-friendly vibe to try to get back some mainstream customers. And it sounds like they might be going back in some of these stores that close, buying them back and trying to reopen them.
Interesting.
So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think it's very tough to revive some of these old franchises, but Cracker Barrel's struggling right now. How will Hooters do with theirs?
And we're also watching you, Red Lobster. We're pulling for you.
That's it. So we'll see. So, yeah, I mean, that's the story. A lot of those places have really been struggling.
I think it's just, it's what it is. People always want the newer, fancier, especially in South Florida, the trendier, the hipper, the cooler restaurant. And that's just not Cracker Barrel. And it's not their fault.
And with everybody on Ozempic, they have found, too, that a lot of people, they want less food at a better price.
If you're on Ozempic, you don't want 4,000 calories of pancakes
with gravy.
That's your food for a week.
Cheese casserole.
Yeah. To me, I think the outrage is a little overblown, but the fact that they needed a rebrand, it does seem like they are struggling a bit. Just one text that we got said, we went to Cracker Barrel very recently. Now, mind you, we did go to the Cracker Barrel on 45th Street, and we might have been wrong for doing that. However, the food just was awful from every turn. The biscuits, the gravy, the country fried chicken, everything was just bad. And we go to First Watch now, and that really is it. Look, First Watch is excellent. My wife and I, we went there a couple weeks ago. We used to go there every single Saturday, and the pandemic got us out of our groove, and then we just got on to other things in life, which can happen. But we went back, and it was absolutely fantastic. And now they do Bloody Marys on top of it. And they've got great KBJ Nationers that will wait on you. The service was immaculate. The food was fantastic. The right portions. It seems like it's got a healthier take to it. And when you offer Bloody Marys and some cocktails, I'm all about it.
And it's elevated, too.
It is.
When you go into First Watch, you're like, okay, this is nice.
I will say, when I've gone into the Barrel a few times, the last maybe 3 or 4 times, it just seems a little dirty.
It's a little bottom of the barrel.
That's where you got to start. Yeah, and I think that's it. I think everything they did, it just seemed like they launched on the wrong foot, and they thought modernizing our logo was all they needed. And people are saying, clean up your damn stores, get the food right. That's the most important stuff. You're worrying, you went about it all wrong. Like, you didn't even identify what the true problems with Cracker Barrel are.
Like the CEO, did she not even go into the store on 45th so she can see what a mess it is? Like, that's what you should have done.
But I was wondering, I haven't heard this story until you brought it up, but I wasn't sure if there was something else going on where sometimes logos got to change because people get offended. Was there anything like that attached to it?
It became, there are so many issues that you can just look on whatever news network, and they've taken it up and they're beating the drum on that thing. And so I didn't really go into it because it's one of those outrage on either side.
Yeah.
They are just trying to market outrage. And I think it was getting rid of Uncle Herschel, and they're trying to get rid of the white people at Cracker Barrel. Almost kind of like it had that overall tone. And
so this is one of those online fights that people are getting all fired up.
Like it. That's why I didn't really want it. And
Uncle Herschel looks like he doesn't use any seasoning. It looks like it's just.
And the other part of it, too, I will tell you, because this is a little bit more up my alley with my whole family being Southern and loving this kind of cuisine. And, we would do the family reunion every year up there in Tennessee in the Smoky Mountains. And my family loved this thing. I think it was called the Apple Barrel or something like that. It's in
Apple
Pigeon.
Barrel?
Maybe it's Apple something or other. It's in Pigeon Forge, but it's kind of like an elevated cracker.
Applebee's.
It ain't Applebee's.
I know.
Apple Barn maybe is what it was. But it was all that Southern fried this and gravies and all that kind of crap. And that's what, my family would eat. Oddly enough, a lot of them are all dead from diabetes now. But the girl that they also showed that was representing Cracker Barrel on this thing, she looked like it's a weird thing, but Southerners still identify Yankees, and they still call people Yankees. She looked like a Yankee that was not in touch with Southern cuisine. She looked like she was a city slicker. And look, if you're doing Cracker Barrels, I know that, they're off interstates and all that kind of stuff, but you have to have somebody that's in touch with who your core audience is. And the CEO did not look like she was in touch with it.
Got it.
And again, you got to get the food right. You got to know what these people truly want. And I think that's where she stepped in it. She's like, oh, well, this is going to make everybody want Cracker Barrel again. Be like going, you're missing the mark so badly on this that you think the logo is what was doing it and you need to modernize it.
The logo ain't the problem.
Right.
Also, their food is shitty right now. They got to get better with their food. They just do.
And that honestly, for a lot of people, that's really it. That's the core of a lot of the problems.
Denny's has an amazing Cracker Barrel story. Denny's!
He might have told it before, but it's worth telling again.
It's so good. I forgot about it, and then he told it to us while you were in the bathroom, Kev, and I giggled till I almost pissed my pants.
I remember when this happened, and I could not stop fucking laughing. Here comes our
This is the Cracker Barrel on 45th Street, right, Denny's?
Yes.
Okay, so we know it's
the
it's
one that was
slipping.
just referenced.
Yes.
It's slipping.
It was right when they came out with their internet ordering. You could order on the internet and just go pick it up. Easy. You don't even have to really talk to anyone. Mm-hmm. Well, when I got there, they never got the order. It never was put in. So I had to stand in the store, which there's a lot of cool stuff in there. But
Gift shop.
Waiting in the store for my food, and so they were very apologetic when they came out, and they wanted to show me all the food to prove it was there. And I'm like, no, it's cool. I'll take it. She's like, no. So she's opening and showing me each one, and she opens this thing with their new ham dish, and all the glaze on it just pours onto my shoe.
His brand new shoe got honey glaze all down his leg.
Ham glaze.
She opens it, and then she follows it with her eyes. It's dumping on my shoes.
She sees it.
She sees it happen.
Oh, my God.
Then she closes it, and she puts it in. She's like, all right, have a nice day. I was like, bitch, you just poured ham glaze all over my shoe.
Bitch, you just poured ham glaze.
I didn't say, I just left, but I was pretty bummed out about that because my sock was wet. Like, it completely ruined my shoe.
Ham glaze is not easy to get off your foot or out of your shoe.
It was a sugar base.
It's so sticky.
Yeah, it's like sucrose.
And I remember there were new shoes.
Yeah, I was so pissed. But yeah, I haven't been there since.
But she acted like she didn't do it.
She didn't see it.
She definitely saw it.
Full well, she saw it, but she acted like she did not even see it.
She just moved on.
It's like, all right, I got to keep it moving.
Yep.
Do you say something if someone ham glazes your leg?
Yeah, I do. I laugh about
Well, what's
it.
great is you didn't even want it in the first place. You're like,
I
no,
asked
I'm
for
good.
a napkin.
Yeah, you're like, I'm good. I'm fine with it. And she's like, oh, no. She insists and then just dumps hand glaze all over you.
And that's what even makes the story funnier because it wasn't barbecue sauce, it wasn't ketchup, it was ham glaze, which is just so bizarre.
And Michelle said, yeah, Cracker Barrel has changed their food, the portions, and they even started changing things like the apple butter.
Yeah.
I was so shocked when we asked for apple butter and the waitress told me there was a charge. The hash brown casserole portions have been reduced. They had a great thing, and they've seriously messed with their changes. And that's just it. You got to make the right choices when you're rebranding.
That was the main thing I noticed because I do love the cheddar casserole, the cheese casserole. And man, the last 4 times I've tried did not it was different.
It's got to be seasoned right. And
Exactly.
I think that's where they're missing the mark. I think that their food just tastes bland. It's got to taste good.
And you are right. There's a type of clientele that goes there that they're not necessarily, they're not really worried about their heart condition necessarily.
Yeah, right.
Weight
Exactly.
is not an issue.
No.
They're road tripping kind of people that know that they can go to the Cracker Barrel. It's right off the interstate, so close, and get that consistent biscuits and gravy and a chicken fried steak.
Well, and the thing, they're streamlining the way that it looks. And they were talking about maybe cleaning up some of the gift shops. I know you said it looked like it was very 80s. But I will tell you, my mom, who loves crafts and all things Southern, loved that place. And tacky, a lot of times country folk, they love the 80s.
They do.
You don't necessarily have to change that. I know you may say it looks, but that's why you have to get a focus group of who your core audience is. And they would have set you right. They would have been, don't charge extra for apple butter. Don't cut our portions.
Don't take Uncle Herschel off the logo.
I will say, to defend them, I will say the one thing that's been consistently the better part of it is their gift shop.
Yeah.
That part, I think that part still plays, and you're right. I think there's an audience that likes that. I love that kind of shit.
They do, and they don't mind the look, if you go to Pigeon Forge, I'd always go, they have the tackiest gift shops where they sell knockoff purses and samurai swords on the same shelf.
Oh my gosh, I'd get 3 samurai swords.
We know you would.
And you know what? That for the people that do that, they don't see it as tacky.
No.
They just don't. I've lived through the eyes of those people, and they love that stuff. It's great for them.
If me and you went to Cracker Barrel, you don't think I'd get fucking excited and jacked up buying a couple samurai swords?
Yeah,
exactly.
And so I think what happens with some of these larger corporations, especially when they're bought out by a conglomerate that has 8 or 10 different restaurants under their, people in New York City are trying to make decisions for Southerners, and they really are so out of touch. You have no idea how in 2 different worlds you guys are. And yes, for all your friends in New York City and Manhattan, you're sitting around at dinner and you're talking about the changes you're going to make. They're like, of course, yes.
Of course, take the old,
of course,
decrepit guy off the logo.
And
that's going to change everything.
You're in an echo chamber that is not going to resonate with true Southerners and the people that really want this food.
And just because you change your logo doesn't mean all of a sudden, holy fuck, there's so many people here now.
I don't think it'll have any impact.
No.
Honestly, and that's what
it's going to hurt you for the people that wanted him on there, and that's it.
That's why I think they got the backlash, because I think they said somebody who sat in a Manhattan boardroom and sat back and thought they were so clever that we're going to fix everything by taking Uncle Herschel off the logo and cleaning it up, is we're going to let him know.
Look at Uncle Herschel. You can tell he's a dick. Take him off.
Yeah. So they kind of stepped in it.
You said it was a girl, a marketing young girl that was taking the heat.
Younger, I would say she looks like she's probably late 30s, early 40s. But, looking, I have an eye for this because I grew up around, these are my people. Like, I have an eye for it. She looks like she's got a designer. She looks like she comes from a city type of place. And I know country. And she don't have that country look.
City slicker trying to tell us.
And look, people in the country, man, they look side-eye at city slickers because it's not our way. It's not our world. You don't get us. We don't get you. And you really don't. City people don't get country folk and vice versa, and they don't want to.
Well, you had mentioned even Bud Light. There was that one, I forget who she was, but she was a new hired person there, and she was talking, Bud Light is, it's got like a frat reputation, and we don't think people want that anymore, and blah, blah, blah. And people going, what the fuck are you talking about?
They made
She was speaking from her college perspective, and people that really have been drinking Bud Light for life, guys in their 50s were like, what the fuck is she talking about?
And shit, I was never even in a frat. What the fuck?
I've never been to a frat
I just
party.
like Bud Light. Shit.
Yeah. Well, some of these restaurants, and look, it can be with any cultural niche that you're trying to hit. You truly have to get the people that love that brand in there to tell you, be like, okay, so what's going on? Our sales are lagging, and they probably were, so they had to make changes. They're not going to make changes. If it ain't broke, they ain't going to try to fix it.
Right.
It was broke.
Money was down.
Yes, they needed to make some moves, but you need to go with the core of the people that love it. Hey, why are you not in Cracker Barrel anymore? You used to come here.
I don't want to get ham glaze on my foot.
Right. So what do we do about that?
I don't got time for ham foot.
I mean, Denny's really did take the ham glaze incident kind of hard.
too.
I think that's going to be my costume for the KVJ horror movie.
Just be ham glaze?
Ham foot. I want to be ham glaze all down my leg.
But it's the ham glaze put together is what just makes me laugh. If it was just ham, I don't think it's as funny.
No, it's the ham glaze.
Is what makes it great.
It's the liquid ham glaze on your leg and shoe and sock.
And then acting like you don't see
And then
it.
she just said, all right, thanks.
She's walking back going, I hope he didn't fucking
Oh
see
my God, I
that.
hope he didn't see all that ham glaze on his leg and sock and shoe.
Yeah, so I think that we just keep seeing these Manhattan boardroom decisions that are not landing. And I don't know when they're ever going to figure it out in Manhattan that you got to get out and you got to get the right people to help you make the decisions because you guys are out of touch with the core audience of who you're going for.
And keep in mind, too, a big part of what the media does, and I know it sounds weird because we're in the media, they do like to pit people against each other. And they love to make sure everyone's got just a bit of anger towards one another. And it's to me, I think it's a poor way of going about it.
I'm very annoyed by that kind of story, and it is a lot of stuff. That's why I really kind of avoid the Cracker Barrel thing. But I think it can really just be put that they missed the mark and what they thought was a strategy. Paul said, yes, $700 million transformation cost for the company's overall modernization efforts, which include a new logo, menu changes, and updated restaurant interiors to Cracker Barrel. So they're spending a lot of money on it. And it just seems like it was a marketing mishap. And we're seeing a lot of it. And that's just where I would say you need to open up your boardroom and get your true fans of that brand in there and figure out, okay, how can we modernize without pissing off everybody else? Saying, okay, what is something you wish Cracker Barrel always would have done but never did?
Free blowjobs. I was sorry.
You know what's a good lube for a blowjob?
Oh, ham glaze. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Put a little ham glaze on that dick.
I actually think ham glaze would be a horrible lubricant for masturbation.
All right, do it, bitch. Punishment.
Punishment.
Losing team.
We should all have to do that and report back. Is ham glaze bad for masturbating?
Masturbating, maybe. I don't know if it's the best lube for masturbating because it will get sticky. But if somebody's S in that D, a little ham glaze would be nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. You have not given me a boner with this conversation.
Don't try it with a vegetarian girl, but if you got a meat-eating girl and she's eating your meat,
do not get with a vegan.
Do not get with a vegan.